Bueno, señor. Bueno, señor. Bueno.
We've been in here going crazy, so we got to get into what's hot, what's not, man.
They're leaving him
So
off on a high note.
hey, look, you don't get no better than what we just put out there. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the professor on his what hot and what's not. You know what I'm saying?
Thankfully, I don't have a what's not. What I've been looking at recently is all been turned out to be pretty good. My what's hot is going to be anime, a playthrough of a certain dude's VR MMO life. I'm gonna say it is not great. It is not going to be a classic anime, but I really enjoy it. It's about this. He's just a normal, regular dude playing a video game. He just wants to be left alone. He just, it's this big world. Tens of thousands of people are playing the game, but he just wants to be left alone. So he chooses a character that nobody's going to like, nobody's going to want to team up with. He chooses abilities that seem to be lame and weak, so nobody's going to bother him. So he can just play this game by himself. And the abilities he chooses, they turn out to be really good in combination with one another. And so he's the type of guy, he's a real gamer. And so he tries his best to level up and to work on his skills, work on his abilities, and he really becomes a really powerful player. He's probably one of the most powerful players in the game. And so eventually he gets outed. He's making potions, he's doing things, he's making weapons, and he ends up becoming really powerful. And it's funny. It's a really good story. I like how kind of the evidence they took to tell it. And so again, it ain't great. It's not going to be a classic, but I think it's definitely worth watching if you have time. So it's just anime that I'm really enjoying right now.
Yeah.
Is that on Crunchyroll? Hulu?
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll. Yeah,
I like it.
Crunchyroll.
I'll agree with
You got it.
Professor. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Well, Pooh Bear, since you talking, you up. What's your what's hot, what's not?
You got two this time. Otherwise, I'm gonna
Oh
read it
snap!
though. So, well, I'm not gonna say a hot. It's gonna be a mid. Like I said, I'm gonna start doing mids too. The Professor, you might want to check this one out. It's called Ron Kamanashi's Forbidden Deductions. So this is not like this is kind of a little different for me from watching. It's about this it starts off with this detective. I think he's like lower end detective, I think in Japan, and there's been this really hard case they've been trying to figure out. And in their world, they actually send you to like this big I guess you kind of say like how Harry Potter got the whole Hogwarts thing. So they have a place where they train dedicated detectives, like it's hardcore. Well, I guess once every 100 lifetime, whatever. So this guy, this actual prodigy, came for. He could solve any crime. That's just how good he was. He just thought outside the box. The problem is he had gotten in trouble, and they forbade him to do any detective work, period, for life. If he did, his sentence was death. And I'm like, what the hell? He's solving crimes, but now he can't be a detective no more. Anyway, so he gets hooked up with this guy, and dude's telling like, man, I can't do that stuff anymore. He's like, I really need your help. So he came up with a plan. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna help you figure out the crimes. That way I don't get in trouble. So they go figure out the dude's crime, and at the end, when they figure it out, the dude, I don't know, I guess he has these hypnotic powers or whatever. Especially if somebody kills someone, he'll tell the murderer, "Hey, go kill yourself. You're a low piece of trash," and they go do it. And the dude was like, "Wait a minute, what are you doing?" So he went and stopped. I think it was a dude, or I can't remember. He stopped him from trying to kill. So he goes into like this trance himself. He don't even know what he's doing. Then he came out. He was like, "Oh my God, did I do it again?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "That's the reason why they forbade." That was his one bad thing, because I guess it was a tragedy. He killed a lot of people because I guess he figured out these crimes. I guess he was the judge, jury, and execution, and you can't do that. So yeah, Professor, I think you'll like that. Check that one out. That's a mid for me. And what's not? is the 100 girlfriends who really, really love you. Yeah. This guy, he's a loser. I'm gonna make this real sweet, short, simple.
Obviously.
He's a loser. But
Obviously.
then he runs into this god or whatever, says, "Hey man, I'm gonna get you love." He's like, "Yay, love!" But the god messed up, so he's like, "Oh, my bad. I'm gonna make 100 girls fall in love with you. However, you gotta reciprocate their love. If you don't, they gonna kill themselves." I was like, "What?" So he started off with 2 girlfriends, like basically a player pimp. But I was like, for real, he got to follow 100, and if he don't, they go. I said trash, whatever. So yeah, that's my hot one.
Got it. Is that on Crunchyroll as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might finish it just because it's stupid. Yeah.
Don't do it. Reconsider literature. Okay.
Hey, I finished
Conspiracy. What you
the
got?
machine. So
Man, unfortunately, I don't have a what's hot and what's not. Man, it's been a long week for me. I'm operating a little bit of sleep right now. So
We can tell you in your bathrobe. All right, moving on. All right. You're going to leave it to me to close. I got you. All right. So, I actually was reading 2 manga that are really good. And I've got a what's not that's definitely in the category as well. So, I've been looking at, make sure I'm saying this right, this name correctly. The other world doesn't stand a chance against the power of instant death. You ever heard of that?
Nope.
Okay. So what it's about is, I mean, it's not your typical isekai, okay? And so this guy get isekai, and basically his whole class gets isekai with him, okay? And so the goddess gives them all powers and stuff like that. Everybody gets abilities and stuff like that. Well, everybody looks, and she's like, "Look, you guys." Once they get transported, she's like, "Look, you got to become a sage. You're a sage candidate. If you don't become a sage, then I'm gonna kill you." And one dude was like, "What? I ain't listening to you." And then she snapped her fingers, and his head blew off. And everybody was like, "Oh, okay. Well, you're for real. Well, I guess we better become sage candidates then." And she literally is they're on a bus, and she is telling them, like, "Hey, you got to become sage candidates. Don't interrupt me. Don't, get to tripping with me. I will kill you. I'm just telling you. Now, there are monsters coming to this bus. You better figure out a way to live. I gave you power. Okay? And keep it moving, basically." And so what him and a girl. The girl doesn't have any abilities, and he doesn't get any abilities. But what nobody knew was this guy had an ability even before he got isekai. And basically, if he thinks about you or he speaks your name, then you die. Okay? If you try to use magic, he has an ability, like he can detect if you got killing intent towards him. So these people try to use all this magic on him. He can literally kill your magic, kill you. I don't care if you use a clone body and you try to have your clone fight. Your clone is connected to you. You gonna die. You know what I'm saying? His ability is like he's super OP, and it's just about him. They're trying to figure out a way home, and what they didn't know was people who took the goddess's power, it makes you corrupt. It corrupts your soul. So the more you use it, the crazier you start to get. You start to get power hungry. And so his classmates end up start trying to kill him. He ain't trying. He's just trying. Him and the girl are just trying to live. She don't have no power. And it's about them trying to get home. But everybody make the mistake of trying to cross him. And they always end up dying. Like he'd be like, and the girl would be like, "Well, why don't you kill him?" He's like, "I'm not judged during execution." And he said, "I only kill people who want to kill me. Ma'am, I'm not going to kill somebody because they said something crazy to me." He said, "That's the reason why I didn't use this stuff in the regular world, because I'd be murdering a bunch of people." So I actually enjoy it. So it's a manga. Now, my what's not, I'm still reading it, but I'm not happy with it, is my daughter is the final boss. Y'all ever heard of that?
Nope.
It's a manga. Yeah, it's a manga. So basically in the first chapter, it basically is like you see his daughter is basically the final boss, and the world is getting ready to end, and he's come to this cave to try and fight her or save her. And these people show up and they're like, "Are you gonna save your daughter, or are you gonna help us kill her because the world going in?" He was like, "I was a crappy parent, and I'm gonna fight for my daughter." You know what I'm saying? So he ends up dying, and he goes back in time 20 years, and he's trying to prevent this from happening. But the reason why it's what's not for me, this is why you need to be a good parent from the beginning, okay? So your kids don't end up monsters. And he was sucked as a human being, okay? He sucked. So that's why you get my what's not, okay? Because he was a crappy parent and all these other things had to take place. So that's my what's not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, like I said, I've been reading it. I'm just not happy with the parenting situation, so. Oh, and if you get a chance, read I'm Just Immortal if you get bored. It's funny.
What's that about?
I'm Just an Immortal.
Mm-hmm.
I got bored with it.
Yeah, like I
what
said,
was it about?
It's just about this dude. He's been around since the beginning of time. I mean, basically, he's one human who surpassed God level, and he been around for 230 million years. And it's just about him trying to live his life, and stuff keeps happening. He's powerful. Like, he's basically a god. So, yeah. That's what I got for y'all, my what's hot, what's not, man. I think, and audience, I need you to like, subscribe, comment, repost on all your social media. Please do it. I don't know, somewhere there's a button, you'll see it floating around. Click it so you can stay up to date with everything we got going on. I wanted to throw that out there. Mr. Conspiracy, it's time for you to take us out of here, my brother.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is, ain't it?
It is about that time, sir.
So,
You know what I'm saying? The show been going for a minute. We appreciate y'all stopping by for the Midwest Anime Show. My host, Christopher Robbins, the professor, Mr. Conspiracy. May you guys have a great weekend. We're going to be absent for a week. Don't miss out too much. You know, holidays is coming up for us too. So have a good time. If you got anything else to say. I love our outro beat too. I love our outro beat.
Oh, man. Naruto Part 2, baby, coming next. Just not next week.
Ship it in.
Yeah, you hot show, baby.
Gotta watch that trailer. Yeah, Netflix.
Bam, baby. Mr. Conspiracy. We out.